What's up, people? Welcome back to another episode of Sports and Superheroes. This is episode 14. If you didn't know, this is a podcast, or if you're new to the podcast, it's a podcast where we talk about sports and superhero entertainment news from the past week. I'm one of your hosts, Gershon, with my fellow hosts.
Marcus, I got your sports side of the podcast, and you go mix and match a little bit. Gershon's gonna ask me questions. I'm gonna ask him questions, and we got a lot to talk about today. So should we let's get to it.
A lot of stuff happened. But before we get into it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the because it's free. It's free on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe. Follow us on our social medias down below. We got a link tree, so it goes to all our social medias. And if you do want to, you can leave us a voice message. You got a link down below to do that as well. Go ahead and leave us a voice message. Ask us a question about sports or superheroes or anything you want. We're just two friends that like these two topics and like talking about it with each other. And hopefully you guys like listening. But without further ado, guys, let's jump into the first topic.
All right, first let's talk women's college basketball. Saying that the championship game just happened Sunday.
Yep.
There's no other way to put this. UConn put a smackdown on South Carolina.
Oh,
Um,
so bad.
I I was surprised by that. I'm not gonna lie, I missed most of this game because Sundays is my day of napping from all the way. I'll be running around all week, man. 5 a.m.s here. Like, what I get at 5 a.m. Monday, Friday, and Saturday. Play basketball, then I play basketball Tuesday night. So yeah, by Sunday I'm tired. So when I woke up and I went to the game, it was third quarter and Connecticut was up by 20. So yeah, the final score was 80, 82-59. Um, this was Paige Becker's last game in Connecticut. She's expected to be the number one pick in the WNBA draft coming up. Um, I will say I'm sad that I didn't get to. I was hoping during the tournament I would get to see Connecticut play USC, so I could see Paige Beckers versus Juju Watkins. Fortunately, Juju Watkins tore her ACL earlier in the tournament, so
Yeah.
I didn't get to see that. But yeah, this was I mean, Connecticut they has a strong. I mean, they had a strong team. They had Sarah Strong and Izzy Fudd. They both had 24 points in this game. Paige Burkers had 17. I mean, this is for Connecticut. I mean, for Connecticut and Connecticut fans, this guy game you want. You want to win in a blowout to show that you are the superior team. South
Exactly.
Carolina, South Carolina has been a good team themselves. It was just a very good job by Connecticut. Uh, Coach Don Staley from South Carolina said, and I quote, they did a masterful job at executing on both sides of the basketball. So, yeah, man. It was crazy. I was really shocked. When I flipped on the TV and saw that score, I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it
So,
was a definite victory. There was no questions or ifs, ands, or buts about it. We won. They definitely won. So I like I didn't see the game. I saw like a headline and I seen how much they won by. I go look at highlights. I was like, how did they do this? What happened? Like was it just a breakdown in South Carolina's defense? Did just UConn figure out something about South Carolina and exploit it? And it just looked like they just played. They was just playing. They had good ball movement and shots was going in. So it's just the better team won that day. That's all that happened. And it's like better team won indefinitely. So it was a very, very dominating victory for UConn, which isn't this their how many have they won?
Yeah, that's fun. That's funny. You asked that question because I was already looking that up because I know Gino, the coach for Connecticut. Gino, I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name. This is his 12th national title because
Who?
Connecticut
Who?
they had some days when back in the day when they dominated women's basketball.
Okay.
So
So clearly there I know you I'm putting you on the spot. Is that the team with the most wins? Is Connecticut the team with the most wins?
without looking it up, I'm willing to bet that is. Uh, 12 is a lot.
It is. 12 is a lot. That's two hands. Two hands and some.
Oh, no, hold on. Give me a second. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
12. Yep.
So Jesus. Touche. Congrats, UConn. Congrats, Paige. That's the way you want to leave is out on top. Definitely. Got
I wa-
that. Like, isn't this? I think I seen something on Facebook saying that this is her first championship. I
Yes.
believe. Yeah,
Yes.
because she
Yep.
moved from different teams. Or did she? She wasn't at UConn the whole time, was she?
Uh, Before I answer that, I just want to go back and use some more detail on the last question you asked. So
Okay.
yes, Connecticut has the most with 12, and then the second most is Tennessee with 8. And
Hmm.
then after that, it's Stanford and Baylor tied for 3. So, like I said,
Okay.
Connecticut has been dominating women's basketball for a long time.
Oh, okay. Clear. They built to do it. Mm,
Yeah.
mm. Yeah, I
Um,
think. I think. I don't know if she was always on Connecticut.
oh, yeah. Let's see. Let's do. I am excited for Paige Beckers to go to the WNBA. It's only going to help the sport become bigger and more exciting and get more eyes on it. You have Paige Beckers, and then of course you have Clayton Clark and Angel Reese and Aja, Aja Wilson and Brittany Stewart. I just like that because the one thing about college basketball for women's is it's not like the men's. The men's you can do one and done. You play 1 year, then you can hop to the league. And women's
Yeah.
you got to stay for 3 years before you can go to the W. No,
Oh,
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing though. I kind of want to lean to a bad thing because you have these especially now, you have these stars in college.
they
And
making more. So I seen something. I don't know if you got this in your notes. There's a girl from North. Is it Notre Dame? Notre Dame.
oh yeah,
She
yeah,
was supposed to be like maybe the second draft pick of this season, and she came out. She decides
yeah,
to get into the transfer portal instead,
yeah.
and like she will probably make more playing college with NIA deals than she would going to the league. They say.
For
Um,
sure. I would stay too if I was her.
so it's smarter for them.
Yeah, I mean, and see, that's why I say I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing for women's basketball because we get these stars like Paige and young lady from Notre Dame. If they're in the league, then that's bringing more eyes, more revenue, more money to the W.
True.
Versus they stand in college because they have to, and now
Yeah.
you got NIL deals, so now they definitely make more money in college because the fan base in college is bigger than the fan base in the WNBA for whatever team she's going to play for.
True.
So yeah, it's because the WNBA uh, they don't generate a lot of money The
So,
NBA pays for that.
this is true. So,
There's players in the NBA, single player. Okay, I just throw these names: Steph Curry. I don't have
uh-huh.
a number in front of me, but I will bet Steph Curry, LeBron, Kevin Durant, and I'm just gonna throw those three off the top of my head. Probably even John Morant at this point. Even
Mm,
at they are probably making more money and their contracts than the whole NBA, WNBA is making. Like I don't have the numbers in front of me, but their salaries is
yeah,
the
yeah,
WNBA, like probably most of theirs, the whole league. So
yeah. Like we're not hating on the women, not hating on y'all. It's just a process. Y'all got to grow. That's just what it is. Y'all league started later than men's, much later than men's, and y'all in the growing process. But y'all starting to get recognition. You're starting to get bigger names. You're starting to get people come out to your stuff. That's the process. I did see this TikTok where this lady was talking about the TV contracts for WNBA and that they're bundled in with other women's sports. It's not separated like men's sports. They have like college basketball is by itself. It's not
mhm.
combined with all other women's sports together. And she was like, "Yeah, we would probably get more money if we would separate, but they don't want to separate." And I was like, "So that's I'm I'm not in that business, but I'm just gonna make an assumption how business works. You bundled them because people didn't want them by themselves. Yes, you become a bigger product, and some of your stuff could probably be separated. Definitely, the women's basketball probably could be separated, especially March Madness women's basketball. But I think that bundle is holding all the other women's sports up too for college and other possibly professional. So you do got to start trying to see if you can separate some stuff, but I don't think that's one of the reasons why you're not as big or make as much money. That's just you're slowly getting there, and now you got to restructure your contracts. Yes, but
Yeah.
that's who's ever in charge of those contracts needs to be do that, and they need to do it for the your side to be able to put more eyes and more money in pockets for your side. So it's not always just a simple as well we because we all bundled we would make more. No, y'all got bundled for a reason. You've grown past that bundle now. Now you have to renegotiate. That's where that will come in though. But yeah, I definitely think college women's basketball can be by itself. Like they shouldn't have to bundle with somebody else, but unless it's helping other women's sports by being bundled with them, you got to think about that too. Because you're trying to run, you trying to. This is a marathon, not just a race. You want it for the long haul, not just for a short burst. So you got to think about that too.
To answer your question, Paige Burkers has played at Connecticut her whole career.
Okay, I think I'm thinking of the other girl that went to TCU and she was at
Because you got to think, the portal and all this just happened like within the last year or two. It
uh-huh.
just really
Yeah,
moving.
true. True.
Because back in the day, if you hit the transfer portal, I mean, if you transfer schools, because there wasn't a transfer portal back then, if you
Mm-hmm.
transfer schools, you had to sit out a year before you can was eligible to play. So
Mm.
you know,
So
players
so
they moving around.
side note, I don't know if you got this on your notes to talk about because we don't share our notes. We just come to the table and we start talking, we learn stuff. What is your thoughts on the transfer portal, them changing? Do you have that on your notes where players are going into transfer portals during the March Madness tournament and stuff? When they lose, they get in the transfer portal to try to go to a different school while the March Madness tournament is going on. Do you think that's okay, or how do you feel about that?
I think that's coaches been doing this for decades.
Have they? Okay.
Coach for what was the school that upstate Clemson? I can't remember the name right now. That he's leaving that school to go to a bigger school. Like that see that's why I know a lot of people feel like college players shouldn't get paid, and
Uh,
a lot of people definitely do not like the transfer portal. But I'm like, for one, how many these colleges has been making millions off these kids for.
Billions.
I remember James Rose, part of the one of the greatest college teams in NCAA history, the Fab Five, and he's like, I see my jersey hanging up in the window of a store, and I can't afford to put gas in my car
Exactly.
because right
Yeah.
there, like for instance, Dez Bryant, wide receiver, played at Oklahoma State, went on and played for the Dallas Cowboys in NFL. He got in trouble because when he was in college because somebody bought him a cheeseburger from McDonald's.
That's wild.
Like crazy stuff like that. So I like that these kids are being able to get paid because also another thing, a lot of these kids are not going to play in a professional level.
Hmm.
They can, make money now, and like people argue, well, they're getting a free education. I'm like, okay, that may be true, but they're also generating a lot of money for these colleges. And it's
Very
like,
true.
realistically, these stars of these colleges, like, realistically, how many of them, like, are really going to, like, real classes all the time?
Yeah.
Because that's another thing. You look at the Big Ten Conference. There's no, you got, okay, so let's use for instance, Wisconsin, right? They'll have they can have a basketball game here in Madison, Wisconsin,
Hmm.
and they might have to go play USC or UCLA in California,
Hmm.
and then they might have to go play Rutgers out east. You know, Eugene, Oregon. Like these conferences, they have teams from all over. The place. It's like a professional league. Like these
Yeah.
these conferences, like you play schools nearby. Now you get schools from all over the place. So, like I said, I think they deserve to get paid. And as far as transfer portal, I like it. Um, I've heard some people say it's like that. Some people, it's like some kids will commit and then just up and leave. Some people think there should be some type of like a contract where you can't just up and leave because there's too many kids moving around. Like they don't like how this year went, so they move on to another school.
Yeah.
So, like I said, coaches do it all the time. Um, it is what it is. And then people complain like, well, the bigger schools will get the best players because they have more money. They have more NIL money to spend on the kids. I'm like, well, I hate to be the one to tell you this. That's been happening for years before NIL.
Exactly.
If I'm a basketball player and I'm trying to make it to the league and I'm good, I'm gonna use Wisconsin again as an example. If I get forget it. I just picked Tyler Hero, a kid from near Milwaukee, basketball player. He had first committed to Wisconsin, and then he decommitted from Wisconsin and went to Kentucky. Now Tyler Hero's situation is like, I'm trying to make the league. Do I have a better chance of making the league playing for Wisconsin, or do I have a better chance making the league by going to Kentucky? His answer is Kentucky because it's a bigger basketball program. You get more eyes on them. They have more games on national television. And look, he made it to the NBA.
Yeah.
And people in the state of Wisconsin, they hate him for that because he's a Wisconsin kid and didn't go to Wisconsin. I read a story. They called him all types of names and did stuff to him. I mean, it was wild. So
Yeah, I get.
and that's
I get
before
what,
the NIL.
yeah. I can understand why people would be upset with that, but I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm doing what's best for me. Like just like the school's gonna do what's best for it, I'm gonna do what's best for me. That's just what it is. Like, yes, I did a contract, but there's room in that contract where I can not avoid it and make a different decision that better suits me. I'm gonna do that. That's 100% the American way. Like I don't know why people act like that.
And like I said, coaches do it all the time. They be on the contract, and then like in football, they'll be going into a bowl game. They're like, oh yeah, I'm going to sign with this school. The bowl game will be the last game I coach, and I'm leaving. Like it happens all the time. Like again, McNeese, I think that's the name of the school. That coach
Okay.
left, and the manager that's getting all these NIL deals, he's leaving with him to go to the different school.
Oh,
Like,
really?
so these kids got to commit. These coaches can move around as they please. I'm not jacking that. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not
Yeah, I can respect that. I can respect that. Like if this is your best move to make you money, do your thing. To make you successful, to be able to continue your success. If your dream is to play in the NBA or even the NFL or NHL or whichever sport you want to go professional in, and you need to move college to do that, do that. Yes, you might have committed to this one college and you gave them their time. And then you was like, you know what? I've done what I can here, but I need more exposure. Go get you more exposure. Go get you more playing time somewhere else to get yourself in that position to be able to pull in that professional deal you're trying to get because that's your goal. And I can understand it. I can understand it. I think
um,
I think people are just getting real butthurt. They already hate that students are making money. Now they hate that students have this freedom to move and not be forced to stay somewhere just because they got a scholarship from that school. Like I
yeah.
get it. It does take a scholarship away from somebody else. True. But within a year that scholarship is back up, right? I'm pretty sure that's how that worked. Or I could be just assuming.
Sorry, I was reading something I wasn't paying attention of.
No, you
Uh, one more thing before we move on, and this has nothing to do with the subject we're talking about, but you did mention it. So
uh-huh.
speaking of you said NHL.
Uh-huh.
Something big happened in there. I mean, I wasn't planning on doing like a whole segment on it. I just want to just shout it out right quick. Shout out to Alex Ovechkin, who
Oh yeah.
he just broke Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal record. Ovechkin has 895 career goals, and they call Wayne Gretzky the Great One. He has 894. He just
Yeah.
broke it Sunday.
Yeah.
Uh,
And Wayne was there with his family and
yep.
he celebrated it and he didn't look sad. He was excited. He was happy for him. And that's what sports is supposed to be. Like records are meant to be broken. And when you break them, people should be excited because that continues the excellence of that sport. That shows the progression of that sport. It shows it pushing it forward, keep pushing ahead. So yeah, that's a good moment. That's a good moment.
And then I will say, Ovechkin got his 895th goal in his 1,487 game. That was the same amount of games that Wayne Gretzky finished his career with.
Okay. So he did it within the same time frame.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
touche.
So I thought that was pretty dope, and I heard what you said, Sammy. But for me, if I was in that position, would I be there? Yes. Would I like it? No.
Understandable, but I'm pretty sure Wayne Gretzky is going to be remembered a lot further down than this other dude.
Sure. I mean, it's a dope. Like I said, if I was in a position, I'd show up. The only problem is my facial expression would give it away that I'm not feeling this. So like, man,
Mark was a bit upset. He'd have been mad.
some part of me would be upset. I'm not even gonna lie.
Understandable. Understandable.
Shout out to both of them. Shout out to NHL. Shout out to hockey, Ovechkin and Gretzky. I don't watch hockey, but shout out to them. It was a great milestone. So
Yeah, very true. Very true. Very true. All right. So speaking of shouting out great ones, we had a Superman sneak peek. It was supposed to be a 5-minute sneak peek, and it was only like a 3 minute and 40-second sneak peek of actual new footage. It was supposed to be released during the Minecraft movie. They made it be an exclusive for the Minecraft movie, so you had to go see the Minecraft movie to see it. Um, and a lot of people are upset because it actually didn't play at the Minecraft movie. Some people,
Oh,
as reported, didn't get to see the trailer. Even though they went to the Minecraft movie to see said trailer, they didn't get it. So that was upsetting for them. But they did release it on YouTube, so everybody got the chance to watch it. This is actually some of the trailers that they saw at the what is that fuck I mean, what is the there's a con that just happened, CinemaCon. So at CinemaCon they showed this trailer, and the trailer, I watched it the other day. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good. The trailer starts out with the scene of Superman crashing into the snow at the Arctic. I think it's the Arctic or the North Pole. And it's a scene we've seen in the trailers where Crypto grabs him and takes him back. He says home, and Crypto takes him. Everybody were wondering where was home, and it meant the Fortress of Solitude. So we got to see the Fortress of Solitude. But before that, when Crypto first got to Superman, he was jumping on him, kicking him, hitting him. He was acting like he was playing with him, like kind of a bad dog. Like sometimes your dogs don't listen and they keep playing around. Crypto was doing that with Superman, and he was hurting Superman because, as we know, Crypto is very strong, very much strong, way stronger than a normal dog. Side note, I saw somebody else talk about this. I don't know if it's 100% true, but it does explain some stuff. I'm gonna say spoilers for you, so if you don't want to hear this, skip like 2 minutes ahead. I'm gonna try to wrap it up real quick. So they saying that Crypto actually might be Kara's dog. Kara is Supergirl, and Superman is actually watching Crypto for her. And towards the end of the movie, she might be coming back. She's definitely supposed to be in the Superman movie, and I think at the end of the movie, she comes back to get Crypto. So Superman's dog sitting Crypto, and Crypto is actually from Kryptonia. That's why he is that way, and he's got the same powers they have. But like I said, Crypto eventually grabs Superman and takes him back to the Fortress of Solitude, and we get our first glimpse of the Fortress of Solitude. It actually protrudes out of the snow. It slowly rises out of the snow. So like the entrance of the fortress protrudes out the snow like glaciers and diamond glaciers, which is kind of cool. Not gonna lie, kind of cool. And then you get to this door, and it has a Superman signal on it, and at first, I thought it was because Crypto barked and it recognized his voice. The door is open. I think it might be a DNA thing that made the door open because Superman was near the door, and as Crypto dragged him into the Fortress of Solitude, you see Superman robots. So this comes from Superior Superman. I forget the writer who wrote in the robots. He has these robots at his fortress that kind of takes care of everything. Keeps in some versions of Superman, he has pets at the Fortress of Solitude, are creatures that he has saved from extinction, but they're deadly creatures. So these robots keep tend to them and stuff like that, and tend to the Fortress of Solitude and help Superman when he's hurt. All four of these robots come over and start to help him. And this where we find out that Alan Tudyk is playing one of these robots. It sounds like his voice. He's robot number 4, I believe. And he goes and he's picking up Superman, and Superman saying, "Thank you for helping me." And he's like, "Oh, you don't have to thank us. We're inanimate robots. We don't understand any of that. We're just here to serve." And he was like, "Hey, this is the new robot number 12." And she goes, "Oh my God, he looked at me. He looked at me." So it was a cute little joke, fun little joke. The robots look cool. I'm not going to lie. They look cool. Very interesting. And they're doing this medical thing on Superman, puts him on this medical bed, and they're assessing his injuries. You find out he has multiple broken bones, a contusion, bladder, a bruised bladder, a bruised spleen, and they're trying to figure out what to do to make him feel better. And they're like going to give him a dose of sunlight enhanced sunlight. So they have this whole big machine, and the whole Fortress of Solitude turns as they get the sun in a certain position to be able to magnify it on the Superman to use the rays to help heal him because it enhanced his healing mobility. And they give him, I think it's like they said 40,000 times the sun's rays to that should do it. And as they're doing it, they hold him down as the rays hit him, and he gets the radiation and it starts to make him better. He screams, and then that's when it goes into the old trailer, and it shows a kind of extended scenes of the old trailer, but not really new stuff. Just a little extended scenes, and some of the scenes a little more polished. We can see in the one scene where Clark and Lois are about to kiss late at night, and in the background you can see this orb being blasted by green light. We learned that that's a Green Lantern fight, and that's Guy Gardner fighting some orb machine. I forgot. Somebody said what they think that villain is, and I forgot the name of it. It's in I think it's in a Green Lantern book, but I forgot the name of it. I saw it earlier and I forgot. But you can see a little more detail of him fighting. Then we see everything else in that trailer a little bit, but you see it punched up. Overall, it made me feel like this was a Superman movie. That first 3 minutes of Superman going to the Fortress of Solitude, all this, it felt like a Superman movie, and I'm a little more interested in seeing it. Like I was gonna see it no matter what. It's Superman. I'm gonna go see it, but I was down on it because it didn't feel like a Superman movie. It felt like they're just throwing all these other things at you, and then hey, there's Superman too. But now it felt like a little more of a Superman movie with that little sneak peek they showed us. So I am a lot more excited to go see it than I was before. Like I was gonna see it because it's Superman, of course, but now I'm like, this might be better than I think it is. It feels like old Superman, Christopher Reeve Superman. Like that felt more light and wonderful and fantastical. And this felt to me. Like the last Superman DC, it felt dark. Everything felt dark and moody, and everybody seemed sad. Even though Superman was bleeding and bruised and got his ass beat, it still felt light and fluffy and enjoyable even watching that. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a smidge more excited to watch this movie now. I'm a smidge more excited. Still gotta wait till July, and I believe there's gonna be a second trailer because technically this wasn't even trailer number 2. This was just a sneak peek or a CinemaCon peek. They don't even know what to call it. People are calling it trailer 2, but it's not because another trailer is supposed to be coming out in May for after when Thunderbolts release. They're going to put a trailer between that, and that's going to be the second trailer, which will get more bits of the story. But yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of excited to go see this movie now. I'm way more excited than I was when that first trailer came out. Let's just say that. But also, before I ask Marcus any question, the little parts with crypto, this is what they should have shown when they were going to do a crypto commercial during the Puppy Bowl, during the Super Bowl. Because they had, if you didn't know, they didn't have any Super Bowl ads at the Super Bowl because Warner Brothers don't have no money. They broke right now. But they did do a Super Bowl ad, technically a Puppy Bowl ad at the Puppy Bowl because they own that network and that it was on. So they didn't have to pay money for that. But the little bit with crypto, they definitely should have put that in that ad because people would have ate that up. They would have ate that up. It was, there's a lot of dog lovers out there, and they would have loved to see this in that Puppy Bowl ad 100%. But yeah, Marcus, you got any questions about the Superman? I know I don't even think you've seen the trailer. Did you watch it?
No, I saw the trailer.
Okay. Yeah.
Tonight, wait a minute, the dog gonna kill Superman. I was like, which one? He take me home, and I was like, where's home? And then start dragging him, and then, like you said, everything came out the snow. And,
yeah,
and then there's light. I was like, oh, that's dope. But if I paid money to go see Minecraft and I didn't see that, I would be hot too. When I sat home on my internet and saw it without having to go see that movie, Also, I wonder. Don't jump on me in the comments, but that's probably why Minecraft was the best number one movie this past weekend because DC fans want to see
I
the
thought that
Superman
too.
movie.
I thought that too,
No,
but
I'm gonna say it.
apparently, I
I'm gonna
don't think
say
it
it.
is. I don't think
No,
that's reason because I've been watching Twitter and TikTok and other shit like that, and there's all these Minecraft things happening at theaters. People jumping up and cheering at certain parts, and they're doing this that chicken mounting thing. So I think Minecraft was just an experience in itself. I think Superman was riding Minecraft's coattails, honestly. So because I think Minecraft, if it keeps going like it is, because this had the biggest opening of I think almost any video game movie. I think. Don't quote me on that. It's either the biggest or the second biggest. Um, I think they might make $1 billion with this movie.
oh
I hear
wow,
the movie's not good unless you know Minecraft. If
right.
you know Minecraft, then you're good. If you don't know Minecraft, it doesn't really make sense to you. It's not still a good movie. It's just Minecraft good if you know Minecraft, but their fans are coming out to see it, so that's good enough. Like
Well,
they've already made their money back on it already in this first weekend.
that's good.
So
Well, I guess shout out to Minecraft. I guess I'm wrong, but yes, I did see the trailer. I was like, okay, all right.
I'm a little more interested. I'm a little interested. Side
All right.
note: Minecraft is supposedly one of the biggest video games. Period. Like for people playing it to people paying for stuff on it, the biggest, I believe. I could be wrong, but they're one of the biggest. I think Fortnite might be a second, but Minecraft's been around since 2011 and it's still super popular. Super popular. So that's crazy. That's crazy.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Grand Theft Auto. We
Yeah.
never get GTA 6 because GTA 5 has been around and all the online play, and you can keep playing it. And it came out years ago.
But they are working on GTA 6. They're working
Man,
on it. They're supposed to have a trailer for it.
damn near 10 years, man. I'm
I
telling you.
know, I know, I know. I love GTA 5. It was fun. It was fun. But I think they milked that for everything it was worth and some. They've been milking
Well,
the mess out of that.
also with everything else going on in the world, I'm not confident. I think they say it was might maybe I could be wrong. Maybe fall of this year. I could be wrong, but I don't know. But with everything going on, I'm not confident that we
I
get
will,
nothing.
honestly, I'd be surprised if it doesn't get pushed back. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets pushed back.
You know,
More realistically, I'm assuming it's going to get pushed back. So,
everything is getting messed up. Like I can't even buy. Like things are so bad. I'm on the verge. I'm not even buying gym shoes no more because that's gonna go up in price too. And
very
it
true.
costs a lot now. I'm not. Yeah, I'm probably don't need no more shoes. No way. But we can keep that. We can keep that between us though. I will
Okay,
never admit.
okay. But yeah, guys, let us know what did you think about the sneak peek of the Superman trailer. The first like five, it's supposed to be 5 minutes, but it's 3 minutes. What did you guys think about it? Does it make you more excited to go to movies? Does it make you want to go pre-order tickets now? Where are you at? Are you upset? Where are you at with it? Do you think James Gunn is breathing new life into Superman, or you think he's making Superman too family friendly, even though Superman should be family friendly, like realistically? He's the superhero of hope and bright blue colors, like should be family friendly. Let us know in the comments down below. But yeah, that is that story.
All right, so we're going to stick with the female side of sports. Let's talk about the LA Sparks. So on March 9th, the LA Sparks sent out a tweet saying that they're looking for male practice players for the 2025 season.
Okay.
You have what it takes. Join the tryouts, which will be this Saturday, April 12th from 10 to 12. at El Camino College. So they made that post, like I said, on March 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, then one of their star players, LA, Los Angeles Sparks player Cameron Brink, expressed concern over online responses to the team's call for male practice players,
Oh.
citing citing inappropriate comments targeting her and teammates. I'll come back to that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
While Sparks stated players won't attend, while Sparks stated players won't attend tryouts without background checks. Oh no. The Sparks will do background checks on the people that try out for this
Mm-hmm.
spot, and but Brink voiced safety concerns and refused to box out male players during the practice. The team confirmed using male practice players as standard in WNBA practices. So I get what she's saying because
Yeah.
I read the comments and it went as how you think it went.
Of course.
Uh,
Of course. Dudes are
I feel
terrible.
like when Elder Sparks tweeted that they should have disabled the comments.
Mm.
But for those of you, I won't. I just give you insight. There was a lot of inappropriate, horny males in the comments saying how they would just love to let Carmen Brink box them out or let her post them up and
Of
stuff.
course.
And then you had the other side where it's like, oh, they go get blown out, they will get dunked on. A high school team can beat them, yada yada yada. So it was a lot of chaos in the comments. But I definitely understand where she's coming from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but yes, apparently yes, it's common practice in the WNBA. I believe in college too. In South Carolina practice against males. But I don't know. I don't necessarily. I don't because saying that the WNBA season starts in the summer, so they're probably going through their training camp now. It's like I don't know what other male players they would practice because college basketball is still going on, so you can't necessarily practice against those guys.
Yeah.
I don't know, but apparently it's common practice in the WNBA. But yeah, but I will say probably why this LA Sparks why this one got so much attention is because their team they have some beautiful, some nice looking women on their team, and that doesn't make it right
No.
for the reaction for the comments, but that's definitely why all that happened. Um, yeah, what's your thought on this, Sammy?
I mean, they should have expected this. Um, my question is, how have they begin practice players before now? Is this the first time they decided to put out a post like this and make it so publicly? If you've been getting practice players before, why didn't you keep doing that same way without getting this kind of attention to you? I mean, they what they say, uh, bad or good attention is okay to get. Sometimes bad attention is not good. It just is realistically. This is not.
Agreed.
This is one of those cases. Um, but like you have like a list of people you can contact. Like colleges, their old players where they leave college and be fresh out of college and not going to play a sport somewhere. You could ask them and do that and not put it out publicly like this. That just doesn't make any sense to do it that way. You know how dudes are gonna be, especially when you have. I'm gonna mess up this word, anonymity. I know I said that wrong. When you could be anonymous on the internet, you're gonna say some wild stuff. That's just what it is. So I think that there's a smarter way for them to do this to not get this response. But also
And
it
also, they
sucks
should
that
be
they
able
get
to,
this response.
right, because they should be able to,
Yeah,
post something like this and not get this type of response to it.
yeah,
Like some men, and like you said, it's easy to say and post stuff behind the screen,
very much
right?
so.
And and you don't know like who's trolling and who actually mean what they say. Because again, it's all words on the internet.
Very true.
I mean, you can do background checks and all that, and that's fine. But still, you never know what people are. Like. I'm the type of person I don't trust people. If I don't know you and I don't know you well, I don't trust you. So yeah, I'm with you. I wonder what they've done in the past. I mean, like I said, maybe the reason why we even heard about this is because of the reaction in the comments. But this is the first I've ever heard of this.
Yeah,
Yeah, it just sucks that these women have to go through this. So
it really does. It's very disappointing that they had to deal with that.
yeah, I hope the
Um,
goes well and they can achieve the goal that they're trying to achieve. But yeah, I can definitely understand where Common Brink is coming from.
yeah, you very much putting them in could be a very dangerous situation because you could have a stalker in the midst of that. I'm assuming they're gonna do tryouts and then do another set of tryouts
Yeah,
and then these are the people selected. I'm assuming they're not gonna have those guys on the first tryout play with the actual women that at that time. I would
no.
assume they would make them play each other and dwindle the numbers down to 15 guys, and then you guys we do background checks and go. I assume that's how they do it. Professionally, I feel that's the way they would do it. But
Yeah, because you want to make sure these MFers can actually hoop and not
exactly,
in a creek.
I need you to actually be able to play and not be here to just ogle our ladies.
Right.
Like, come on now.
Um, different stuff. Yeah. So like I said, I hope it goes well and it goes smoothly with no incidents.
Mm, yeah, yeah. Hopefully it does well, but we'll see. Just like we'll see how these 3 episodes of Daredevil Born Again go, because we're gonna give you a quick review of these episodes 5, 6, and 7. I'm gonna try to do this as fast as possible, but still be coherent because it's a lot of episodes to go through. But yeah, I watched the last 3 episodes of well, where we're recording this a little earlier, so this is before the 8th episode comes out. So I watched episode 5, 6, and 7. I'm not gonna lie to you, they were pretty decent episodes. Pretty decent episodes. Let's talk about 5 right quick. Episode 5 is what I imagine Disney Plus Daredevil was going to be. Like it was more bright and it felt more lighthearted, more comedic, but still had a rough and bit grittiness to it for Daredevil. I assumed all the episodes would be similar to this, and them not trying to necessarily do the Netflix version and do their own version. Because as you know, Daredevil went to Disney Plus on the She-Hulk show. On the She-Hulk show, he was on there. He was a lot more funny, uplifting, mobile Daredevil, swinging, jumping all over the place. And I thought they were going to bring that Daredevil to their show. So episode 5, I actually really liked episode 5. Even though he wasn't in the suit, he did not get in the suit. Just like I predicted, he wasn't going to be in the suit until I predicted episode 7, but he did get in the suit episode 6. But episode 5, he wasn't in the suit, and it was the first time I was like, okay, I'm cool with him not being in a suit. There's a reason for him not to be in a suit. So just to kind of break down the episode a little bit, it was a bank robbery. Um, Matt was in the bank trying to get a loan for his practice because they're hard up on money. They're running through their loan already, so they need another loan. And he gets turned down because he takes on clients that can't pay. And the bank's like, you take on clients that can't pay. I can't give you a loan for more money. You go make no money, which is realistic. But the funny part is the bank manager that he ends up talking to is Kamala's dad. Yes, Yusuf, I believe his name is. At first, I didn't realize it was him. It took me a second, and then I figured it out. But they really let you know because they were like, yeah, you know my daughter Kamala? She's a superhero. She saves New Jersey. She's what is it? Was it Miss Marvel? Is she Miss Marvel in that? Yeah, I believe so. And she has like a little bobblehead doll. He shows her. He's like, this is a funny gag. He's showing the bobblehead doll of Kamala. It's all bedazzled and everything. He's showing it to, and Matt Murdock is blind. He is waving this in this blind man's face and is like, can you see this bobblehead? So that was funny. I ain't gonna lie, it was funny, but it was adorable at the same time because he was just so proud of his daughter and he was just bragging about her, and I loved it. Yusuf is a great character. I loved him in this. He was you in this episode. He had fear. He was worried, happy, sad. All the emotions you went through Yusuf. Amazing. But this bank robbery was done by one of Kingpin's associates that he made to pay 2.8 million to another guy for doing some stuff he wasn't supposed to do. I forget his name, but I guess they were in there to rob not necessarily the bank, but they were trying to get into the safety deposit box and find this diamond. And I think the diamond belonged to Kingpin. That was never really clear, but I believe that diamond belonged to Kingpin. But throughout like I said, Matt actually leaves the bank before the bank robbery happens, and he's walking down the street and hears the bank robbery happen and comes back to the bank. So he put himself in danger. Clearly a superhero. That's what a superhero does. But in the midst of them robbing a bank, Matt realizes they have a bigger boss, and then they figure out what they're looking for. There's actually a scene where Matt goes to the bathroom and beats up a guy, and he has to do it quietly so he doesn't make noise while he's beating him up. That scene was pretty good. And another scene when Matt actually breaks into the vault because the Yusuf didn't have the lock for the vault. So Matt uses his ultra hearing or echo sense hearing to be able to get in the vault. That was a smart way to show Matt's abilities without like this what he can do. Very cool. At the end, he does foil the robbery. One of the bank robbers gets away. He gives a diamond to another person, but then Matt tricks him and didn't really give him the right diamond. So Yusuf actually gets a diamond in this bowl of butterscotch candy he has on his desk because the diamond is actually a yellow diamond. So that was cool. Very cool. But there is a scene from the trailer that's in this episode where a red hooded guy jumps on another guy and snaps his knee or his leg and breaks it. That was actually Daredevil tracking down the main bank robbery guy, which was really cool. And it kind of flips ahead of what you thought that scene was supposed to be, because in the trailer it's not really specific to tell you what that scene is, who is who. And now we know that was Matt doing that using the mask the robbers had himself. He actually stole the robbers mask to use that mask to fight this guy. But that was episode 5, really good episode, and it showed that the MCU is connected. It shows the small characters are connected with even the bigger characters, and the small characters are connected with the small characters. They're blending together, and that's what we wanted them to do. Have these guys blend together, and that was a great way to do that. Episode 6, we get to Muse. The girl that is going to become White Tiger, Angela, I think her name is. It might be her name. I could be wrong. I had it for a second. I lost it. She's trying to track down Muse. She eventually gets captured by Muse. Gets her Muse goes through the thing and is trying about to kill her and drain her blood, as while Matt is dealing with his girlfriend. He after he beat the bank robber, he did get hit a couple times, so he's taking no. He stopped Muse. My bad. He stopped Muse. He actually saved Angela, who is white. He will become White Tiger, I believe. He saved her, but he got beat up by Muse, and he was taking a shower, and his girlfriend saw him, and she was like, "Hey, you got bruises on you. Where these bruises come from?" He's like, "Hey, I am a blind man. I run into things sometimes." A great way to cover up bruises. A great way. Because what is she gonna say? No, you're lying. He's blind. He runs into things sometimes. It was. I never even thought of that, and that's a great way for him to cover up bruises coming on his body. But the fact that she is a psychiatrist and she's figured out he's hiding something, but exactly what she's still trying to let him be honest with her. But he actually seems to care about her and she cares about him. But if you didn't know, she's also a psychiatrist to Kingpin and Vanessa, who are going through their own things. Kingpin is got this war on vigilantes. He's trying to get done. He make his own special task force to have his own police force, and he's got them to try to track down Muse because they find out through the graffiti that it's had blood in it, and he has to tell the police, "Hey, the sanitation guys figure out this is a murder out here, and you guys didn't even know." Turns out Muse may have killed at least 60 people, which is crazy. Crazy he been killing that many people and doing murals for a minute. So Kingpin is making this task force to get him with a lot of crooked cops and cops that don't get their work under the radar, no body camera, and he lets them do freely. But it's not a great thing for him to do. Like, this is going to come back to bite him, but for right now, it does really good for him. They do have this scene after Matt saves Angela and beats up Muse. They find his lair and they're getting evidence for it. Matt sneaks back in there during the daytime and he's going through Muse's stuff. And this scene is kind of stupid. He runs his fingers across a painting Muse makes, and he can tell that it's his girlfriend. Her name is not Vanessa. Maybe her name is Angela. I forget his girlfriend's name. I should look it up, but I'm not because I got to keep going. But he realizes his girlfriend, so he's rushing off to stop Muse from going after his girlfriend, and that's when we learn, of course, like 2 episodes ago, the guy that asks if his girlfriend does private session is Muse. So he has been working with this therapist for a little bit, and he tells her that she's gave him the ability to be himself and not hide behind the mask anymore, and he is going to ultimately kill her. So this is kind of blending into episode 7. At the end of episode 6, though, I think it's the end, towards the end. No, it's not the end. But we do find out a while back that Kingpin is holding Vanessa's the guy she cheated with, in a cage. He's holding her. In episode 7, Muse is on the run now. The task force is chasing him. Daredevil is chasing him. And he finds him at I'm missing a lot of stuff. I'm trying to get the key things. He finds him at her apartment. Muse is about to kill Daredevil's girlfriend, who I forget her name now. He tells this is when we learn a little bit about Muse. He's from a rich family. He's always had kind of problems. His parents kind of forced him to do sports, and he didn't really want to do sports. They forced him to do taekwondo, and he ended up killing his taekwondo teacher on the grounds. Yeah, and I'm like, hold on. If this dude was a taekwondo master, how did you kill him? But that's a whole nother thing. But they're trying to let you know that Muse can fight, and he's good at hand-to-hand combat. Even though I didn't see him do any taekwondo when he was fighting Daredevil, so that's a whole nother issue. Don't introduce this and not use it. But then Daredevil finds him at his girlfriend's house, breaks in. In the process, Muse cuts his girlfriend and makes her start to bleed. So she's losing blood, about to die. And Daredevil comes in and they have a fight. Fight was all right. It wasn't that great. It was a lot of cut shots, so it wasn't a great fight. That's the not a great fight. I was a little bit upset about that. But in the same notion, the task force that Fist made, they realized that Daredevil's girlfriend was the next victim, or that's where Muse is going. So they're on their way there. Daredevil does beat Muse, but then his girlfriend shoots Muse. So now she has to deal with the fact that she killed somebody, even though that person was going to kill her. But the task force takes credit for catching Muse and killing Muse. So Fist got this whole what do you do when you have like a special report to show press conference a press conference showing they captured Muse, they figured out who he was, he's not a danger to the city anymore, and it shows that Fist is protecting the city, he's doing what he said he's going to protect the city, makes him look good, makes him look great. People still are like, we don't think you did it, they think Daredevil did it, and they know Daredevil's kind of back a little bit, but Fist kind of takes pride in that. But then also Fist's old associates are getting tired of him playing his mayor thing, and he tries to go to Vanessa, who is Kingpin's wife. He's like, hey, would you help me take out Fist? And she kind of goes along with it, all to set him up to get killed by Fist, which was really crazy. So Fist kills his associate, so he don't have to worry about him because he's not loyal. But that was cool. And now that is episodes 8, 5, 6, and 7. Try to get through that as fast as possible. But yeah, I think 5 was really good. 2 and 6 and 7 were okay. It wrapped up Muse's storyline because I knew he wasn't the big bad of this season. He's just a small bad to overarching big bad. So I'm not surprised by that. I'm still mad on the show. I think it. Oh, something else I learned. So the original showrunners of the show actually got kicked off. So they did the beginning of the season and toward the end of the season, and every episode in the middle was a whole new show world and a whole new crew. So we won't really see their whole vision until season 2. We can kind of see their vision between episodes 2 and 8, I think. But they already had some stuff shot, so they're kind of just piecing stuff together for this first season. Their full vision will be in season 2, which we already know we will have because they ordered 18 episodes and they split it up in 9 episodes to have 2 seasons. And they're already shooting season 2 right now. Hopefully they can see where they kind of made wrong turns and pivot and make season 2 better. But right now, season 1, I give it a 6. I give it a 6 to 7. Episode 5 was really good though. I really dug it. I did see this one channel I watched that breaks down ratings and all that. They said that all Daredevil Born Again, the first 2 episodes, didn't even rank on the list of original content episodes coming out. It made at least 3 million under people watched it. So to give you an example, dang it, what's that show? I just blanked. The Star Wars show that people hated with the twins, that did 4 million views when it first aired. So it got on the rating scale. And there's another show, Wanda's show. No, not Wanda. What is that show? The witch show that came out? Agatha All the Way. It did at least 5 to 6 million views on its first 2 episodes. The fact that this show didn't even hit 3 million is kind of speaking badly to it. That seems that people are not interested in the show, even though there was a lot of interest in the trailer when it came out. Unfortunately, that's not turning the people to actually watch the show. So we definitely going to get a season 2, but I don't know if we're going to get anything after that if the show continues on this kind of decline it is going. But yeah, that is my semi quick review of episode 5, 6, and 7 of Daredevil Born Again. Let me know how you guys felt about those episodes. If you liked them, if you didn't like them, do you like what the show is going? Do you think you're going to continue watching? I'm going to try to continue watching, but it's got to get better. It's got to do more stuff like episode 5. I like what they did there. You can have a dark, gritty show and not all of it be dark and gritty. But they still got to try to figure that out. So, Marcus, you got any questions about that? I know that was a lot.
I don't.
Understandable. Marcus don't watch the show, so I get that. And it's not a show I would recommend him to watch because I'm not super excited watching it all the time. So I couldn't do that to him.
We started off and it was like just more like more like in the courtroom versus the action. I was like, okay, no, that's not.
They started with that, then they pulled away from it and did other interesting stuff, and then pulled away from the interesting stuff they were doing to something else. And I was like, you guys are doing too many things that aren't consistent. But I forget that the show is this first season is kind of chopped and screwed because you started with one team, that team left, and then another team came in, so they're picking up pieces from another team. So it's kind of hard here and there. So I'm trying to give him a little bit of leeway, but it's too many good things to watch for me to give you leeway on a show that's not keeping my interest.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm sorry, we're going off topic a little bit. Isn't that, man? It's the way I was raised, but it bothers me if I sneeze in public and no one says
it is just manners. It's just manners.
Or if someone sneezes and I tell them, bless you, and they don't say thank you.
Yeah.
That bothers me. It's like also if I'm holding the door open for you to walk in the building and you walk through and you don't say nothing, that irritates me.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I understand. I feel you.
All right. And for my final topic, we got to talk about the men's side of college basketball. So over the weekend, you had the Final Four. Florida versus Auburn. Florida won 79-73. I gotta say, I was not familiar with Walter Clayton Jr.'s game, the point guard for Florida. This kid has been balling.
Well, okay.
He had 34 points with 5 3-pointers. Giving him his first consecutive 30-point games this deep in a tournament since Larry Bird. Like, this kid is hooping. He's on a bigger stage, so shout out to him. So yeah, this game was kind of weird a little bit because it was close, and then there was some questionable calls that Florida wasn't getting. There was like fouls being called. There was suspect. There was calls that weren't being called that was going against Florida. And for a minute there, I didn't think that they were going to win this game. But they were able to come out ahead and won. So shout out to Florida. They are now in the championship game, which is tonight. And Florida will play Houston in the championship game Saturday Houston beat Duke 70-67. Um, this was another day I was just tired. And so I was in and out of sleep watching both these games.
Mm,
Um, at halftime, the score was 34-28 Duke. And then in the second half, Duke got out to, I believe it was like a 14-point lead.
yeah.
And then, I mean, I felt comfortable. 14-point lead, I think with like 8 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
So at that point, like I said, I was kind of tired. I was like, they got this. I'll fall asleep. So that's what I did. And then I woke up out my sleep. I wasn't even full awake. And then the game was close because then Houston, they clamped down on defense. And
Yeah.
Duke went about, it was 10 minutes without scoring.
Yeah.
It was a close game. I'm not biased when I say this. There was a questionable foul called a Cooper flag. Um, Duke was shooting free throws. They missed. They were on the free throw line. It was boxing out, and on the
Mm-hmm.
box called Cooper flag for a foul, which then Houston got to shoot 2 free throws at the end of the game. That pretty much sealed it. Flag did have a chance to tie it up, but he missed the shot.
Yeah.
So shout out to Houston.
Like
Uh,
I seen the questionable foul call,
those were
and it could go either way. It could be a foul, couldn't be a foul. It could go
no
either way. But it didn't matter because you guys didn't score for like 3 minutes.
yeah.
That's the biggest thing that happened to you guys. It wasn't because of that foul that lost you that game. It's because you didn't score for 3 minutes. That was the bigger issue.
Both of those reasons. Like they got locked down, and then that foul was like they've been playing all game, man. And you call that ticky tack foul? Crazy. And
Yeah, but
that
if
was
you would stay, you lost a 14-point lead.
that's what I said. It was both things. Like they locked out. Houston locked down, and they couldn't
Houston
score.
played ball. They
Yeah,
played.
with 14 with 8:17 left in the game, and
They
yeah,
played. They
locked down.
wanted it more. They kept playing. They didn't let y'all just coast. Y'all got that 14-point lead and just start coasting. Y'all should have kept playing. Duke, y'all should have kept playing. Y'all had a lot of possessions. Y'all didn't do nothing with it. And I'm not gonna say Cooper flag couldn't. The pressure got to him. I can't say that. Did y'all do some terrible stuff on some possessions? I think so. Didn't make a good game plan with some of those possessions. The shot you put up to try to tie it was a good shot. You had a good look. It just didn't hit. That happens.
Just short. But like I
That
said,
happens.
I don't want to take anything away from Houston. Houston, like I said, they locked down
Yeah.
and then they also scored. So
Yeah.
I will say it will be interesting because Houston that was pretty good defense, and like I said, this point guard for Florida, he's hooping.
Yeah.
Clayton Jr. It was back-to-back 30-point games. So now in the championship game against this Houston defense that's coming on tonight at I thought I saw 7:50, but that's probably Eastern time. So that game
It might be on right now.
right now. So I gotta go, bro. I gotta watch the game.
All right, we got one more story. Speaking of dueling, we got a story about the dynamic duel. Yes, that is DC's new movie, I believe, that's coming out. It is a dynamic duo. It is with Nightwing and Red Hood, or the dynamic duel. We got a little more information about this movie at CinemaCon. Apparently, this is going to be a stop motion animated movie, very much like Kubo and the Two Strings. If you've seen that movie, it's very like that stop motion claymation. And people saw a couple things from it, and they say it looked amazing. I don't know if this is the first time DC has done something like this in a full movie, but this could be something amazing to see. Um, there's not much details on what the storyline is, but I'm pretty sure Nightwing and Red Hood have to team up to fight either multiple or some crazy DC villain that is terrorizing the city. And there's probably going to be a surprise within that. But I am kind of interested to see this now. Like, I heard about it at first, but I didn't know about the stop motion aspect of it. And I think that would look really cool and be really interesting and gives a new take on it. Um, Hopefully, they got good stop motion artists to do it, and it's a decent script. Usually DC does really great scripts for their animated stuff, so I'm not too worried about the script being good for their animated stuff. And being this is animated stop motion, I think it'd be an awesome thing. But yeah, I cannot kind of wait to see more of this. I want to see a trailer for this. I want to see how they look. I want to see who's in it. Will we get different characters, looks of different characters, where does the story start off? I am kind of really interested in seeing this dynamic duo movie now. Like, at first I was just like, oh, that sounds like somewhat of an idea. But now I'm like, oh, this sounds like an extraordinary cool idea, which I really want to take a look at and get to look and see. But there's no time frame when we'll probably get a trailer. It probably will be maybe a year, since it's stop motion. That takes a lot longer than even animation does. So it seems like a very audacious project, but something that might bring different types of fans to DC that they might not have had before. So that is a great way to try to think outside the box and give your old characters a new look. I think that is a really interesting way of doing that. I don't know who said this, being that James Gunn is the overarching leader at DC now. He has a somewhat greenlit this, so that sounds like a great idea to do. Just in case you didn't know who Nightwing was, Nightwing is. Oh, I'm blanking. Uh, Oh, I just blanked on who Nightwing was. Oh wow. Well, I know Red Hood is Jason Todd, but now I have to look up who Nightwing is, and I know his name, and it's gonna just upset me that I don't know his name. What is this dude's name? I forget his name. Dick. Ah, is Dick Grayson. Because I knew exactly who it was, and it just couldn't come out of my mouth. That sounded pause. It's Dick Grayson. Marcus does look like that. I didn't mean to say it like that. Wow, that's terrible. But like I said, this is Dick Grayson is Nightwing. So he's the first Robin who gave up the Robin mantle and became Nightwing to become his own hero. And we have Jason Todd, who was, I think, Robin number, I want to say 4. I think Jason Todd's Robin number 4. Let me Google this right. I think Jason Todd is Robin number 4. Let's see. It doesn't say. Oh, he's the second Robin. Never mind. He's the second Robin because, yeah, Jason Todd. Then there's a girl Robin, and then there's Bruce's son who becomes Robin. So Jason Todd, second Robin who get killed by Joker. Yeah, I remember that. So those two are going to be in the movie. Those are going to be your stars of the movie. No word yet who's voicing. Oh, let me see. I don't think they have a who's voicing those two characters. In a dynamic duo movie. I don't think that's out. Looking, crashing. No, but guys, let me know. Knowing that now that it is a stop motion picture. What do you guys think about that? Sure, from the wonderful hotels here back. Yeah, I'm not seeing any voice casts as of right now, but that could change. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Are you excited? Are you interested? Does this pique your interest a little more about the Dynamic Duo movie? Not gonna lie, when I first heard about it, I was just mid on it, but now I'm a little more interested. So let me know. Mark, you got any questions
I
on that?
I do not.
All right, guys. So we're gonna get up out of here because we gotta go watch. Well, Mark's gotta go watch a basketball game. I gotta go clean some stuff. But appreciate you guys coming through, listening to the podcast. Um, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, all those wonderful things. If you could hit that follow button
Yeah,
and hit
go
that
ahead, hit that.
subscribe button. It's free. It's free. It don't cost you no money, but it does
Nothing.
help us um, in with all the YouTube stuff. It definitely helps us. Also, if you listen to the audio version of the podcast, we would greatly appreciate it if you give us 5 stars on whatever platform you're listening to. Helps us in the algorithm and all that good stuff, puts us out there. And you also could just tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to watch and listen to us. We greatly appreciate that. If you have any questions, we have an email for questions down below. If you want to leave a voicemail, hit the click link down below. You can leave us a voice. Sorry, hiccup. You can leave us a voicemail and we'll answer any question you have, as long as it's not no weird shit. If it's weird shit, we're just gonna delete it and move on to the next question, next person. But yeah, appreciate you guys listening as always. Um, Hope you're having a good day. Peace.
They